Everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul Nguma, founder of PATTERNOLOGY LAB. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all a stock that is about to go insane tomorrow and why y'all should keep it on your watch list. And I'm also going to be answering some of you guys' questions. For those of y'all who dropped your stocks of interest in the comment section of the video that I put out like 3 hours ago, right after the intro. Alright, y'all, before we begin, again, as always, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in, alright? So let's get started. The futures market has officially been open for about 2 hours and a half, and I think it's a good time to cover it. I like the way it's going right now. It's going sideways. It's not just tanking and bleeding out and showing a bunch of weakness over here. This is not what we want to see. We want to see this thing consolidate and then potentially move up higher to retest that previous high. As of right now, do not panic. Do not panic. It's doing okay right now. We'll see exactly how and where it would open in the morning. I think it will open at 41.80. I think it will, but I'm gonna have to follow up on this one in the morning. Now for the stock for this video that is about to go insane within the next like few days. That stock is J&J. All right, and the reason why I want to talk about J&J, there was some things that was happening earlier last week regarding the production of their vaccine. Right, there was some evidence of a very rare blood clots happening, and they had to halt that. But on Friday, they put out very bullish news, which I call magical unicorn news, that they're restarting their vaccine productions, and they're pretty much vaccinating again at vaccination sites. So which is a good thing. But that's a good thing. Now the real reason why I want to share this with y'all is because there is a very clean reverse head and shoulders on the charts. All right, and even though the earnings here, the reaction was kind of bad, it didn't matter. It immediately pushed up right here, and right now it's currently at that neckline, which is right over here, right? And then if we change this to the 5, again, the news came out that they're resuming vaccines. The stock likes it. It pushes up even higher by $1. I think it's gonna open up at like 168, and then there's gonna be some money flooding into the stock. I'm not bearish on the stock. It's acting like a growth stock, all right? And a lot of stocks in this sector, the healthcare sector, have been doing quite well, even though the market has been like stagnating sideways. So definitely keep this one on your watch list for next week, all right? I like this one a lot, and that's why I wanted to share this one with all of you. Now let's talk about you guys' stocks of interest, all right? As always, you'll ask some wonderful questions, so we're gonna tackle them immediately. The first one that we're going to be talking about is Lemonade, all right? And Lemonade, I also think that it's about to go insane next week. Again, since that is the title of this video. For those of y'all who watched, I believe it was like on this day, the 21st or the 22nd. I told y'all to watch this thing for a long. It did phenomenal. It did really, really well. And I think it's gonna get to $100. My thoughts and opinions about Lemonade is not changing. I think we can get to 100, maybe 105. That circle that I drew here, I'm not gonna touch it. I think I'm just gonna leave it right there, and I want to see the stock get in here or get at that level earlier. All right, either way, it doesn't matter. That's where I would like to see the stock before I start selling. So that's for that stock. Now the next one, somebody have been asking about ATVI and what is going on with ATVI. Number one, the way I look at the stock, look on the weekly, it is a growth stock. All right, historically it has done quite well. Every time it dips, long-term investors step up to the plate and pushes it up even higher. Where is it gonna go? Right now it's kind of consolidating. It's very aggravating for any long-term investors who like this company, who are buying the dips, right? Very aggravating. It's just chilling in here for a while. I personally wanted to consolidate some more before we start retesting the previous highs over here. Before we start going in this region, I want to see more consolidation on the stock. And I don't want to see that level break, because if $90 break, then we might see this thing fall all the way back down to 80 before long-term investors step up to the plate again and buy that dip. All right. Could we see $80 through earnings? Again, earnings, holding anything through earnings, holding calls, holding puts, holding anything through earnings, is we don't do that here. We really don't. And the reason why, again, for all of you who are beginners, who have never been here before, well, the reaction to earnings is very unpredictable, and it is 150% gambling. All right. So I do not do it. I rarely do it. If I really can help it, then I go in real small. All right. With something that I wouldn't really care about losing tomorrow. All right. You don't want to be going in heavy on these plays and losing a lot of money overnight. It is the fastest way to do so, and I honestly don't recommend it. If you're gonna do it at your own risk. That's really all I gotta say. Earnings is on the 4th of May for this stock. All right, but I just wanted to just chill in here before gradually moving back up over here again in that circle. That's my very honest opinion of the stock. And I think he can make it. I really do think he can make it. So I hope that answers your questions to the person who asked about that. The next one that we're going to be talking about in this video, since I started out with J&J in the healthcare sector, let's see how Merck is doing, a drug manufacturer. All right, and Merck, I covered Merck in the past. That Head and Shoulders was there. It broke down all the way down to here. Buyer stepped in, and right now it's just consolidating. And I don't really have high expectations for this stock at all. I had a price target of $81 or $82. I think I made a previous video about that, and it didn't even like get here. It got there like 2 weeks, actually a month afterwards, which is obviously irritating for us traders when stocks are being very slow and not pushing there fast, right? But the way it's looking right now, again, earnings is on, when is this? Earnings is on the 29th. The 29th, I believe, is in exactly 4 days. That's on Thursday. Be very careful holding anything through earnings. Looking at the history of the stock, it doesn't do much damage in either direction, honestly. Like, it really doesn't. I don't think it's gonna move anywhere. I think it's either gonna move up by like 50 cents or move down by 50 cents. But either way, it's not getting out of here until like after earnings. We will see what it does after earnings, and then if it gaps up, then great. We might actually have to like evaluate the situation, because it could be a runaway gap where it gaps up and then it just keeps climbing and just leave everything behind. It could be that. All right, so we'll just have to be very patient, and it's okay to just sit on the sidelines and see what happens next. Holding through earnings, very risky move. The next one that we're going to be talking about, somebody asked about, I remember I think it was a week ago, somebody constantly asking about it, is BAC and all banks. And the question that I saw in the comments is it a good time to short banks? And I don't know where exactly. I think it might have been somewhere around over here or somewhere around over here that you put out that comment. And my answer is just no. This is not, you don't want to be shorting banks, especially because of the way it looks right now. This is a very clear reversal. It doesn't want to tank, and it's just I don't sense any euphoria on here. I don't sense, there's no parabolism. It's just a growth stock right now. It's behaving like a growth stock. Every time it dips, buyers are stepping up. And I think it's going to continuously climb again and again. Kind of like what I mentioned with HT in the previous video. I think the same thing again is about to happen. I think we break that previous high and the bank sector move up even higher. So to all the short sellers out there who want to short the bank sector, like this one or JPM for that matter, watch yourself. Be very careful. Manage your risk. All right. And I would not go short on this stock. All right, I really wouldn't. It's either gonna run or it's gonna go sideways. I do not expect the stock to tank at all. So that's my very honest opinion on this stock. And the last one that we're going to be talking about is MVIS. Somebody have been asking about MVIS. It did quite well in the past like 2 days. It really did. Could it go higher? I think it can. If we see a break of like 1960, this thing can run all the way up to $25 easily. It's very volatile, and the volume is increasing. So keep that one on your watches for sure. I would expect like a pre-anticipatory run to earnings, and then after that, I don't know, and I don't hold through earnings. I really don't. So watch this one for some opportunities, especially intraday, because there is some money to be made on the stock. So put that one on your watch list as well. And that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to destroy and annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, it helps the channel a lot, and it allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on these post-market analysis videos, which are released every single day in the afternoon, and the pre-market analysis videos, which are released in the mornings during trading days before the market opens. If you're not following us on social media, you can find me at Paul Nguma and at PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. Again, y'all remember what I said in the last video. Beware of the scammers, and if you see some scam account trying to be me and like trying to scam you guys, do report. All right, it's important that y'all click on that report button, and that way Instagram/Facebook know that there's some scammers out there, and these scammers can be taken care of and be removed. So do your part. It really helps out a lot in getting rid of all the scams and all the BS. So yeah, if you're interested in getting started in the stock market, I left some step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 15 minutes or less for you to get signed up with all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get 2 free stocks after signing up with Webull. Use my very first link in the description below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nguma with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video, alright? Enjoy the outro.